Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, and it's Woo Woo Wednesday, so we've got Public Awakening joining us. We had a big web bot hit. Some people are not too excited about it, but I was really excited about it. We'll talk about that and a lot more. So take this time and give us a like, share this video, and make sure to leave a comment and let us know what you think of all this. I'll be right back with my buddy, Public Awakening. Happy Woo Woo Wednesday, Public. How are you?
Happy Woo Woo Wednesday. I am very good. Thank you for asking me on this beautiful day.
This beautiful, wonderful day.
On this beautiful day. I'm feeling extra good. I got a new shirt today.
Nice.
Actually, I got it the other day. I'm just saying there's a lot of these weird type things that are coming out brand new everywhere. Just random things that are coming out. It's just the weirdest thing.
Interview or a whole series about Lisa Marie Presley and when she married Michael Jackson and all the interviews that were around that and how Michael Jackson just wanted her babies because she was Elvis's daughter. And I don't know. It was very, very weird.
It's, we don't really know the whole story of what's going on like that. We don't, my situation on that. I don't think he really ever did the stuff people said he did. I think he was a victim. I think he was bribed and manipulated for money and taken advantage of. I think, and I think it was done by the people who were in charge of him. I think he didn't want to play the game, so they did the usual thing and try and ruin your career and ruin who you are, and ruin your whole.
She said they consummated the marriage and had a traditional, healthy sex life and all of that. So that was quite interesting. She also said he was really controlling, which is hard to imagine knowing as much as he was probably controlled. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's kind of an odd. I'm really out and off on the Michael Jackson thing. I for years I believed all of that until I met you. And so I'm open to the fact that, or to the hope that he's not who they say he is.
Sure.
Also, when you look at the relationship he had with Lady Di and where we believe all that kind of plays in. So.
Yep. And if you want to, we've talked about it before, but if you guys want to see something interesting, go on Google Earth. Go find Lady Diana's resting place, and then look around carefully, and you'll see some interesting shapes and alphabet things happening there. And then if you go to Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch and look at the giant sculpture garden, whatever you want to call it, a garden situation that he had built in the yard, it's looks like a letter of the alphabet. It's
the 17th letter.
The 17th letter. Which one is that?
So you can see this is Lady Di's, or you can see this pathway that goes into the.
They don't like to show it. See, I mentioned Google Earth for a reason because they don't ever like to show it from the right angles. When you get up on Google Earth and you see directly down on it, you see it much more clearly. But
that one's pretty obvious there.
Yeah. You can imagine. Oh, yeah, there you go. That's a good one there. Yeah.
And then
you can see the shape. Yeah, sure.
Was it? It's Neverland.
Neverland Ranch. Yeah, Neverland Ranch, and you'll see the. I think it's a Peter Pan reference.
And the Peter Pan's leg is the tail, right?
Yep.
It's not the clock, is it?
No, it's not the clock. It's in the backyard. It's in the backyard up on the right side, if I remember right.
Let me see if I can do this and see if it'll show me. Oh, it's back here. Okay.
Yeah, it's back there, and then there's also on the entranceway there. I see on the bottom right there that brick-looking one. That's new. I haven't seen that before.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that at all. So yeah, you can see the shape of that there. And
Yeah.
then, there's others too, like we've mentioned before, Robin Williams, Prince, go research, those
Junior
people
or
there.
JFK, right?
And then JFK Senior, absolutely. That's the one that started it. That was built in 65, right? So, I mean, that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago to have that specific type of architecture happening there.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see. Interesting times.
Mm-hmm.
We are. The Robin Williams one was one that I wasn't expecting to find, because he doesn't have
a tortured soul too.
Yeah,
I guess a lot of these were, but if they knew about all the darkness that was going on and somehow got out of it or whatever, you could see how conflicted, they would be, because they were, a lot of them, in those public.
Yeah.
Let me see.
There's got to be a lot more too, because the Robin Williams one I just happened to come across. He doesn't have a final resting place. He doesn't have a grave site. Robin Williams has a memorial bench in a park. I believe it's in California, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But if you Google a Robin Williams memorial bench.
It's the Good Will Hunting bench. It's from the movie Good Will Hunting, it says.
That might be it, yeah.
So then
if you Google that and look where it is, and then imagine a circle with a line through it on top of it, and the little line from the little squiggly points right down to the bench. That was that was one I wasn't expecting to find. And the Prince one also. It Prince's Paisley. Was it Paisley? What do you call it? Paisley Park or Paisley Park? Which again is weird, because you get a lot of those double letter beginnings. They say a lot of the people who put the same letter in the front and last of their fake names, that's some type of symbology too sometimes.
Oh, that's a memorial idea.
But
I was gonna say that even looks, the genie with his chin. Can you see that?
I don't see on your screen.
Oh, you can't see my screen?
Mm-mm.
Oh, sorry. I'm over here so look at the genie, which Robin Williams played the genie. Look what's coming out of the genie's mouth, or the chin.
Okay. What is that, a swirl?
You can't see that? The O? See the chin? Is it
it's on my view, it's just a little box.
Oh, it's tiny.
Yeah, I can't make it big on mine.
I can't make it very big. But
old people problems.
You guys can see it. I know. Who are you talking about? Anyway.
I've heard. I'm just saying.
To me, the genie's chin has a.
Is that? I see it. Okay. Oh, that's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new one. Very interesting. And also Strawberry Fields, John Lennon's memorial site in Central Park. That one's a little difficult because it's under tree cover, but you can see if you zoom out and then you hit the tab where it overlays roadways and pathways, you'll see it then. It's again, everything in the area is a grid pattern, and all the walkways in that area of Central Park are the grid pattern, the streets are the grid pattern. And then there's his resting place, which is a perfect circle. And then one walkway going down out of it on the bottom corner on an, like that, just the only squiggly angled line in the whole area.
Right.
All right. Thank you guys.
I don't see. Yeah. They don't have a image from far enough away.
Yeah, but there's a walkway that the only curved walkway, like literally I sat there zooming around in Google Earth trying to find another curved walkway in the area. There's like, none. Nothing right there that would even fit it. And, it's, sometimes I think I'm grasping at things. Maybe I am, but it's certainly fun to try and find interesting things. And, as we said, all of the stuff that we've thought we knew and learned so far, it's all not really exactly as we say. So it's a lot of fun trying to figure things out. Sometimes.
I think it will. Yeah, I think it's interesting. And speaking of that, I let me see if I can pull this up so you guys can get a good idea. There was, I have been, I follow all the military Twitter accounts. Mm-hmm. And I sometimes think I see messaging in that. And then lately, the History Channel. If you go to
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
and pull up History Channel, and like the shows that they're showing right now. Well, this is like the actual History Channel.
Like the featured shows or the coming up or the, the top listed ones.
Yeah, it looked like they were
Yeah.
sending messages.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, let's see. I'll see if I can find it on, because it really was like telling a story. I'm like, okay, am I seeing this, or
I was able to see it too. I literally just went to the YouTube channel
okay.
for the History Channel, and it was like the featured videos or latest videos, whatever it was.
Yeah,
It
it
kind
was
of
their
almost told the
latest.
story right in the row.
Mm-hmm. And it was, let's see, full episodes. Count. Oh, that was the final one where I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, countdown. One Direction history of 18. See, they changed some of these. These aren't the latest. So it's, maybe I have to go to
Let me
the
see if I
channel.
could find like a mobile view has a different maybe.
Yeah. Let me see. History explained, sneak peeks, Forged in Fire, Monster. See, when I'm on the TV, it's like the latest or whatever. Maybe if I just go to videos, it'll do.
So there's History Vault. Yeah, I see. And then the sideways. See, it's a little different now. Let me see videos.
Mm-hmm.
Skinwalker Ranch, the Titans that built America, Mountain Men.
So here it is.
Mountain Men, Swamp People,
This
the
is the
universe wildest weather moments. Yeah, these all kind of work right in a row.
Yeah, so this one I started is when I was like, what in the world? So it started, well, even before this. Okay, let's go back to just cities of underworld, and they start talking about all these, human trafficking. If you watch that video, they talk about child sex trafficking in Chicago, I think it is, and how the elites would Shanghai people and then take them in underground tunnels to this elite's home after they keep these women in these boxes and beat them down emotionally and mentally.
Yep.
And they were typically children, they telling all of it, and then go into this Cleopatra's tomb thing. Then it was Forged in Fire, and it says, I don't know if you guys can see this, Wheel of Forging brings the pain, and it's all capitalized, brings the pain.
Let me
Then
put it up on the TV
Ancient
here so you can
Aliens,
see.
Einstein's theories prove time travel. Then it was this dog fights, and that looks like something, a letter to me.
Here we go. I'll bring it up on the big TV so I can see. Oh,
okay,
yeah, look
and
at all
it
those.
talks about top secret space, World War, that one. So here's another one, Swamp People. Little Willie learns the homemade, let's see, I'll pause it, but homemade hook, and that's all in capitals. Why is that all in capitals? Then go back. Oh no. Let me see if I can go back.
What is it? What's in capitals there? Homemade hook?
Homemade hook.
Let's
And
put
then
it into the calculator and see if something interesting comes up.
Oh, okay. Good idea. Oh, bouncing around here. Sorry, guys. And that would have been 4 days ago, so I don't know.
All right. Homemade hook. The first result is 77,000. It's 10 times greater than the next results, and it says A space O father. And then it says the next one is I am God's God, and the next one is AO of light. Don't know what those are. Let me see what some of the other Hebrew
go back
or
and
the
do
Jewish. Anunnaki Bank, Kobe Bryant. God's Bible Code, Apocalypse, Judas Hammer. Oh, that's a little more interesting.
That's interesting. So then, okay, so that was 4 days ago. 6 days ago, this one says brings the pain, all in capitals.
Well, we know where that comes from. That's only from one place.
But that could be a gematria thing as well.
Brings as in
brings
plural?
with S.
Okay.
Yeah,
Brings
the pain.
Brings the pain. Let's see what comes up with that. All right. Gematria is the real ID with with 257,000 searches. So that's way big because the last one only had 17,000 searches. So that's a pretty good one. Literally
17,000 searches.
Yeah, and this one is much more. Gematria is the real ID, the first one here.
Okay.
God's son sacrificed. Bernie Sanders is right there. Ron Paul is right there. Ride the Lightning. I don't know, Lightning Network. Because there's so much XRP stuff in this Gematria stuff.
Ride the Lightning is what they say when they electrocute people. They're going to ride the lightning.
I never heard
Remember
that,
Green
really?
Mile? Uncle Tom Hanks, Green Mile.
I can't
ride the lightning.
Me sitting through whole movies is kind of difficult. I'm like, like if you put this video on fast forward for 5 minutes, I sit here and do like breakdancing the whole time. I can't sit still. I can't sit still. So let me see what the next one is here. Correct, good idea, good record ideas, pay for sins, karma's mother, God's exact info, Mosaic event. I don't remember what that is, but I remember that was something. Mosaic, Moshiack. I remember that was something that had to do with this, but
and Magic and Polly said that Ride the Lightning was also a Metallica album.
Okay.
Then this next one is the number 9 greatest unsolved mysteries of ancient history. That's all in capitals, but I don't know if that's a one or not. But the other ones just seem weird. That it says the number 9 and then greatest unsolved mysteries of ancient history. That was the one with all the Cleopatra stuff.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's
I can't find anything for this.
Anyway, this is something you guys can check out on YouTube. It just seemed very strange to me, the way these kind of, I don't know if they're messages or not, but when there's capital letters and there's not normally, and then the way it just sounded, my gut was telling me that's a message. And then it went to, or some kind of countdown, because they're also not full episodes. It's like, 7 minutes of this one episode of Swamp People. But then there's a whole episode of Modern Marvels, how engineering marvels did something. And then this countdown to the apocalypse was really interesting.
Very weird.
Universal Weird Weather Moments. That's another full one. Here's another.
I'm reading
Everglade Excursion Ends. Mountain Men.
I'm reading Skinwalker Ranch. I know that. What is that? That's UFO stuff, isn't it? Alien abduction stuff.
Yeah, and there are capital letters in this.
The site of several, which is the rumored site of several UFO sightings, Skinwalker Ranch. And it's supposed to actually, if I'm remembering right now, I think it's supposed to like be inhabited. It's like supposed to be like inhabited by angry spirits or demons or something like that also, or like mean aliens come down still regularly and do things there that are bad. Like there's something crazy going on. And that was the first one.
Isn't that the one where like the cows were picked up and dropped and their blood drained and all that?
I'm sure it was. That's like one of their favorite things to do.
So
I'm trying to figure out what it was here. Culmination, disappearance of the ranch owner's son. This prompts a dispatch of an investigative team to document the activity and look into the boy's disappearance. Cameras were set up, caught weird things, blah, 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 blah. Interesting. Just an interesting choice of things. You know, is it more of that Simpsons type stuff where you look back and you put, 911 into Simpsons and then there's, 500 different references where 9 and a 1 and a 1 were put in a Simpsons episode or a Godzilla building on fire, airplanes crashing things into buildings that look just like those other buildings. Is it one of those or are they trying to foretell us? Or are they trying to,
or are they messaging
or are they just commenting on the state of what it is now? Because that could be passed on. I don't know. We're just we're just, doing shows that have relevance with what's going on today in the world, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to call. It's tough to say, but shout out to the chat though. Hello, chat people. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining. Eternal Sunshine, Jim Montgomery, Paulie P always there.
Tom's there, Nana, Trinnyman, Magic, Open-Minded Bitcoin, William Lester, Jim Montgomery.
Did I say Magic Torch? Magic Torch.
Yeah,
Crypto Nana for LTC. I know her.
You know her. Gary M's there.
She gave me M&Ms one time. It's really nice.
Nana gave you M&Ms?
Yes.
She usually doesn't have candy.
No, you guys made the M&Ms for Ben's first Litecoin thing here in Jersey.
Oh.
You guys had little bags. No, you did. You guys came with them. You came with little bags of M&Ms that had LTC written on them or something, right?
Oh my gosh, I did. I forgot about that.
Yeah. The kids are like, I'm like, wait, they say Litecoin on them. I'm trying to save one.
Don't eat them.
Like, look.
Steve Tyrell's here and Arilex 182. I don't know if I'm reading that right.
Gary M, William Lester. I'm just going over everybody again, scrolling up here, saying
Bonbon's
hello.
There.
Thank you for joining. Nancy Icenan is here. Hello, Nancy
there.
Icenan.
Hi, Nancy. And Bonbon's there.
Stacy. Hello, Stacy.
And Doug Stevenson. No, we're not having Cliff on. He's traveling a lot with some health issues in the family.
But we are going to talk about that hit.
We are. It was really exciting. And like I said, most people were not so excited that Bitcoin dropped to 31,000 last night. But
it was down to 29 and change this morning. If you look on the hourly, it wicks. It's a giant wick down into the 29s.
I just knew Charlie said he woke up at 3 or something and it was 31,000. He was like, oh, I'm going back to bed.
Well, it's the point. It's, we can laugh about it now, but I remember, 2 years ago, having a problem with my stomach for a little while. But now it's hysterical. And if I had more dry powder, I'd be buying all I could at the moment.
Yeah. And even though it got down to that, you couldn't buy any, was my understanding. That's the other thing. I want to show some charts here in a sec. I'm in no way a charter, but my husband brought up a great point, and everything across the board dipped. Look, the chart looks the same for every coin. Beta, Litecoin, Bitcoin, whatever. So
it's a solid 50% just about from the peak, right?
That was not a natural dip on one coin.
Right.
That was manipulation of the entire market, probably trying to cover up the fact that the dollar is dying, and trying to get that not so discrepancy, trying to cut back on that so people don't notice as much that the dollar is dying. But so this is what Uncle Cliff wrote. This is a half pass. It's in his Soaring 20s report. Says also note is a correction is noted as Bitcoin nears 64,000. There are sets also forecasting a lot of chatter around the $64,000 question, and other puns, humorous setups, and jokes. These accrue to model space ahead of the correction, and many of their authors will be subsequently lambasted, baited, blamed for the price drop. So is that people blaming Elon and all that? I don't know.
Or all the angry people who just dumped into Dogecoin at 80 cents.
Oh, interesting.
That crowd is who I believe this manufactured washout was going after. There's a lot of fresh new money that saw the GameStop thing and then saw the silver thing go up, and now they're looking. Yes, so they're looking. So the next thing was Doge, and everybody jumped in, and it went from fractions of a penny up to, was it 60 something cents or something like that at one point. That's not your traditional crypto investor. That's not, people who know about, how these are supposed to work. And, because, these are the new people. These are the people who just put the app on their phone. Usually it's not even like a good app. It's usually just some trading app that they never get custody of anything anyway. And, they can buy and sell on it. But that's the people I believe right now who are getting, their faces peeled off from all this, and anybody who tried to jump in.
That's what Uncle Cliff's talking about. He says the 64,000 connection via the linguistics do not tell us on which side of the number we're encountering the correction. The data does promise a correction, albeit brief, that will be, quote, physically shocking, producing vomiting and fainting. And yet another Bitcoin move in the 30% range. Now only in numbers so large as to have jokes about Bitcoin price swings making people puke. So that's exactly what you're talking about. We'll tell you that somebody that I do my show with every Thursday, and I'm going to be careful about my wording, had a thought about something about why we got the channel shut down, the original one. Because it's very strange that, the stuff you and I talk about, even me and Amy, like I have to be careful with a lot of that. And we try to be careful with our words. But I was talking about something that was just very up and up. We were looking at software for something that people have to do some reporting once a year to a 3-letter agency. Mm-hmm. And that's what got it taken down. And I even appealed it and told them what we were doing. And then they stuck by their absolutely they don't want. And I guess you can go to Cash App and get a report on your trading if you did, or any purchases that you bought through Cash App, for being able to do your reporting. And this year they don't have the form available for you for 2020. And so there's a theory that maybe they don't want people to, or they've baited people, go ahead and say, no, you don't have it. And then because they know it's going to run this year, and people are going to have these sick gains, and the bad guys will get their full fee. So instead of saying, yeah, I had Bitcoin in 2020, people are going to go, no, I just won't tell them about it, or I don't have the report, or nobody sent me anything, so I'm not saying I have it. Like, it's better to be honest and say what you have, because these gains that we're going to see, I believe this year before the end of the year, they're going to want their cut. Mm-hmm. And you want it on what is true and right and real. So,
well, first I think we need,
I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think we need to come to some kind of conclusion with the whole ruling about are they securities? Is it currencies? I mean, we still don't know. We've been saying these same things for years now. I assume there'll be some standard thing that has to be followed at some point with these things, but if it's a currency,
ruling, but not the other, right? So like the SEC has made some rulings, and that's why like things like PayPal have made those decisions to carry those cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash,
right?
And what else? There's one other that they
allow. Is it Digibyte?
No. But Digi would. I mean, technically, I think that it just wasn't.
Or was it XRP?
No, it was.
They like to use that one as a currency for stuff. They like to say.
It was not that one. Yeah, I don't know, but I just think SEC might have made those rulings, but then the other 3-letter agency that we're talking about, I guess, doesn't have to follow SEC rules, because let's be honest, they're a private entity out of Puerto Rico. They're not following any. But I don't know.
And by entity,
very strange stuff.
Yeah, by entity we mean an actual corporation that doesn't work on our behalf. They work to enrich other people in other countries, not us. It's funny. Just touching back real quick, we were talking a minute ago about the wicks and about how you can't actually catch a trade. You can't buy or sell when these are dipping down and wicking up and wicking down real fast. They used to do that to like paint the charts, right? To make them look one way or another. They would make it seem like there's all this action that there really isn't, or just wild movements within the regular action. And then they take these giant wicks and they add these into the averages. So they use them to paint the charts. I've been thinking lately, I don't know how well they can paint the charts like they used to anymore. I mean, we saw with this latest dip here, like I was saying before, overnight, it went from 40 something thousand, $43,000 or so, and it touched down into the 29,000. That's a 25% drop in a matter of a couple hours. And just the fact that it jumped right back up 25% in like a matter of an hour of the whole price of Bitcoin, 25% right back up. I don't believe anybody's buying the fake painted charts anymore. I think we're almost starting to get to the point like with silver. The COMEX can tell you what the price is, but your dealer isn't going to sell it to you for $27. They're going to sell it to you for $10 or $15 more than that. I think we're going to start coming to that point where they're going to try and paint these charts up and down, and they're going to look wild and crazy, and you're going to see these huge moves. But I don't think the demand is going to stop. I think the volume is going to stay up because investors and you know,
and maybe this is the whole, remember Uncle Cliff said that cryptocurrency would be the red pill to wake the people up about the corruption in our financial system. And if everybody goes and looks at these charts, that it just happened that at 8 o'clock or 8:30, it looks like on Wednesday, May 19th, every coin tanked.
Yeah.
What's the odds of that?
How?
Every single how?
What
does
one
Big say all the time? The click of the mouse. Big says it all the time. So, I mean, I don't even know what else to look at.
What's the, you know, what kind of capital does it take to drop basically every single crypto just about all at the same time? And
they're all like 8:30, 8:15. I mean,
just like if you want to see something interesting, go back on the charts from January 1st of this year and just click through random coins. Every single one just like lightning bolted, like on like literally January 1st, just like
on January 1st.
Just went vertical. You know, now I've seen people say that people are waiting for the new tax year to purchase in this year, so they didn't have to purchase the previous year, so they weren't held for their taxes. If you wanted to buy or sell or do something with the movements that were happening last year, they waited until January 1st and everyone's orders got filled then. I've heard that too. But again, they all just took big
Look at this volume
moves
on January. That's what this one says. I think I'm on second or third. But yeah, and then just from there.
Yeah, and look at like the past few months of it. It was nothing. So, you know, something happened. But what entity? Who's got enough cash, you know, to short all of these? And here's my other question. How did this happen? I remember talking and reading a long time ago about how blockchain and you know, if it's on the blockchain and it can't be, you know, screwed with. And here we are. Now we're dealing with these same clearinghouses, these same firms that's securitized it and
but once again, we're trusting a middleman, which is not the Bitcoin white paper. We're looking now. We've made exchanges the same way banks have been middlemen in our life and destroyed the financial system in America. We're doing it with exchanges. That's where these numbers come from.
They're using derivatives, right? They're using derivatives right now to do this.
It doesn't matter that, you know, but would you sell your Bitcoin for $31,000? I wouldn't.
Nope. No. But
so who's really doing that?
So that's where I'm saying we're almost kind of bleeding into the same effect that we've had with silver, where we're going to see this demand go regardless of if the price drops 30% from $28, $29 down to $26. You know, the demand hasn't slowed down. The volume went up and it's speeding up. So are we going to start seeing something like this where we see a 25% drop in one day or a 50% drop since it was at the 60 something high? You know, has it slowed down? No, you know, I don't think so. I think the volume is still way up there. Things are happening. You know, another thing too, we have all this. I think a lot of the reason where the run up last year came from, and especially this year, I believe, is a lot of the institutional investors, what's those big? Yeah.
and
Grayscale. That's the one I was thinking of.
all that.
So these guys know about their investment. They know how things work. They're like, for example, Elon Musk with his Tesla. He invested what, $6 billion a couple months ago. It's down 50% now. Does anyone think he's selling at a $3 billion loss in a month or two, or however long that was? No, they know what they're doing. So I don't think we're going to see the flood out of the market like we would have when we had a lot more smaller investors, a lot more, there wasn't as much 2 years ago, 3 years ago, there wasn't these institutional investors in there. We had a lot more weak hands. Now we have these big companies, these big banks, these big operations using it and incorporating
they're all saying that they're not. I mean, Michael Saylor saying he's not selling it. Even Elon said that they're not selling it. They're holding. Nobody's selling their Bitcoin, even these big institutions. So so Pauly P saying, did you see the retweet I did on some memo sent out about taking down one whale by manipulation? I did not see that. I'm sorry. So
I've been kicked off of Twitter again, people. This is like my 5th account. They just keep twatting me off of there. There's nothing I can do.
Oh man.
I know.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm looking at these on CoinGecko, and it's literally like 8:15 on the 19th. Every one of these, the bottom, 8:14:23. I mean, this is Doge. We looked at Litecoin, we looked at Bitcoin, I looked at Shiba, I looked at Matic, I looked at Theta. They're all at about 8:15 p.m. on the 19th. What's the odds of that?
I know. ZIL is getting beat up pretty well. I'm gonna get me some more ZIL.
Get some more. That's gonna be
11 cents. In my opinion, I am not a financial advisor, and I have no idea where this is going to go in the long run. But just from what I've seen very, very recently, again, my own personal ideas, I've seen this hover and bounce back to that 22-cent mark time and time again. It goes away, it comes back. It goes away, it comes back. It goes away, it comes back. I have no reason to believe if you put some money in Zilliqa right now, it's not going to go back to 22 cents in short order like it's been doing for some time. I think that's easy money right there.
You can get residual income with Zilliqa. You can run a node and get our stake and get more ZIL. So it's good stuff. But here,
that's something Wednesday, we should all talk about. That
May 19th at 8:20 was the bottom of ZIL. Insane.
It is how they just do it. I mean, really, if you really stop and think about it, like how is it just set off like a series of events? Yeah, but like
I think the exchanges are working together to collude. They don't have the Bitcoin. So like Hi-Ho Silver is saying, they're trying to scare the little guys. And, if these newbies all came in Doge and then made some money and maybe put it in Bitcoin, well, they want to scare the crap out of them. So it dumps it on at least the weak hands are dumping it so they can pick some up because there's not any. Remember the reports about how Grayscale and some of these other large funds are buying 3 years in advance, writing contracts with Bitcoin miners for, okay, everything you're going to mine in the next 3 years will pay you now this amount. So and if people are holding and big companies are scooping it up, there's not the Bitcoin out there to buy. So why wouldn't they all get together and try to scare the weak hands? This happened with silver back,
so many times in the past decades.
Probably so many times. Yeah. They try to, dump silver to scare people and they scoop up the silver, So you guys stay strong, keep your hands strong. Yeah. Buy this if you can.
Yeah. Buy it up if you can. Honestly, if you just stop for a second and you're not worried and, you're not, if you understand and just stop and breathe for a minute, you'll see, first of all, none of it makes sense at all. How, right? And then second of all, what's changed? Nothing changed. The infrastructure is still being built. The investments are still being put into blockchain and cryptocurrency nonstop. It hasn't slowed down. You'll come to realize, like you said, maybe this is part of the red pill that people are going to see through cryptos because the average person wasn't in stocks. The average person isn't in banking to see how all of these weird fraudulent rules and they let them play by different, a whole different game. You're playing one game and you're playing with them and they're playing another game and they're just wiping the floor with you every time. Maybe this is going to just be so obvious I love
There
that
was
shirt. I have that shirt.
yes. Okay, this is awesome. Hold on. I'm going to play this for you guys. Well, he is talking about, and this isn't Tuesday, but I'm going to play it. He's talking about NFTs on this issue. Hold on. I have to undo my AirPod. Sorry.
So detect what we call the master file table. So a master file table is a record of all of the directories and the files that are contained in that partition, and a pointing and a pointer to where that data resides in the hard drive. In the course of performing that MFT discovery, I discovered a MFT that clearly indicated that the database directory was deleted from that server. So all of this, however, may be a moot point because subsequently I've been able to recover all of those deleted files and I have access to that data.
Anyway, very interesting.
Boom.
About NFTs. There is that part of the awakening as well. Are they going to teach us through, people listen when you're talking about their money? Are they going to learn about NFTs through cryptocurrency, and from that learn about the corruption that has gone on with the other thing?
Well, sure. Even if you don't know anything at all about cryptocurrencies, you know nothing about it. You don't even know what a Bitcoin is. You know right now with this dump that you're spending less of your wax to buy Ken Bozak's NFTs right now. You know it's not 48 wax or 59, 100 wax like it used to be. It's less than that. You know, it's worth it's it's maybe that's the way that they'll learn. Maybe that's just another way. But I feel these NFTs are just another thing. This is something I don't talk about much because I don't really know. I don't get it. I don't want to sound like the old crazy guy. But
yeah, but I'm going to Shitcoin 2021, and
I'll be there.
Our sweet friend Miss Teen Crypto is going to be teaching a class on, and you will mint your first NFT there at Shitcoin 2021. So I am going to be there. I'm going to learn how to mint an NFT. And
I want in.
Public's going to be there. Rice is going to be there. If you guys are going to be there, make sure you put it in the comments so we can look for you. I'm going to be bringing a selfie booth, and
that's a great idea.
Working with my friend does all the graphics and stuff. So I think I'm going to do you can be a shitcoin head, like parrot head. We can have shit heads or something.
Get the poop emoji hats.
Yeah, either use their shitcoin little emoji. Or we could use, I could get, like a Litecoin you could put on your head and whatever. So we can do different little screen things. I got to work with my friend that does all the graphics for that. And you can pick your shitcoin and take your little shithead selfie.
That's a great idea. It's a fun idea. You'll get participation out of it. But I'm definitely looking for it's Shitcoin 2021 is in Miami, Florida, Thursday, June 3rd. And through 4th. Friday, June 4th. Yep, both days. Like I said, I'm not sure if Ken Bozak is personally running the whole thing, but he's certainly spending a lot of his time getting everything ready and going for it.
Whoever is running it is really on top of things because they have been emailing with me about bringing the booth, and they're really responsive and excited about having this opportunity for everybody. There's going to be a community area where you can grab some space and set up whatever, or sit and visit with people or whatever. They told me I have space for streaming, all kinds of stuff. And Mame will be there. She's going to be at Bitcoin 2021. Also, cool. I might pop in over there, but I'm mostly going to be over at Shitcoin 2021. And,
I'm going to have to sneak in because I'm not going to spend $3,300 on a ticket to get into Bitcoin 2021. I'm going to sneak right in the back door. Right.
I'll just stay over at Shitcoin where it's free, or you can donate $5 or whatever.
There you go.
Those are my people.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know. I think they're missing. I think they're cutting out a good opportunity in a very popular time now with cryptocurrencies that's gaining momentum in public awareness. I just think you're cutting out a lot of people who don't have some easy crypto money coming now, that aren't going to spend thousands of dollars to do, to go to an event and have a dinner afterwards or something like that. Like I said in the past, I think the Litecoin conferences, I think those are big. I think there's plenty of people, there's plenty of networking that can be done. And even if you get like the highest thing that they had, it was like $200 or $300 if I remember right. I mean, that's worth it. That gets the person off the street who's going to want something to do and go spend a couple $100s to do it. That's going to get the person off the street. You're going to get more adoption. You're going to get more people into it. But, maybe that's right. Maybe if this is the big maxi, Bitcoin maxi event of the year, that's exactly what they want. They only want the people who got, easy crypto money coming in that don't mind peeling off a few $1,000s to go buy some friends for the weekend.
I'll go hang with my, I'll go hang with my shitcoin friends.
Yeah,
I'm fine with
exactly. Exactly. But that sounds good. I'm very excited into that. Miss Teen Crypto too, by the way, she's doing really well with her NFTs. I get, I don't know how I signed up, but I actually get them on my email. I get like an email alert that she sent that she's doing,
cool.
NFTs, and she's got little, last one I think was a campfire one or something like that. I don't know. I just thought they were really cool. She's doing it right. She's got like the one of one for like a higher price. She's got a bunch of like the mid price one, like one of 100. And then she's got the one of 1,000. It gets everybody the opportunity to get in a piece of the game and get a part of, get not only a part of cryptos, but you're also getting almost like a little piece of your, some of your favorite YouTubers and some of your favorite, crypto entrepreneurs and advocates, and you get to have a little piece.
History, This is moving into the new financial system, and we're all a part of it, and we're all here for it. So it's really exciting to be part of it. I'm working on a project that I've been talking with. It was Uncle Cliff inspired me, and he said he didn't come up with it, but he and a bunch of his buddies did. Mm-hmm. And I've got a couple people that might be able to help me. We might be creating an app, but it's going to be, it's not for anybody to make money. It's about getting rid of our dirty fiat. And as we make this new wealth in crypto, we want to bet on Main Street. So if anybody wants to help me with that, I need a website, and if other ideas, we can kind of kick that all around. I'd be happy to talk to you guys about it. You can message me on Twitter. Or I'll get a website.
How does it? I don't understand.
So like today, Charlie and I went and had lunch at our favorite little local Mexican food place, and the same guy that's been waiting on us for 20 years. So our lunch was $30, I think, and we tipped him a 20 and wrote #bet on Main Street on the receipt. And so what Uncle Cliff was saying was that a bunch of guys that made a bunch of money through his web bot stuff, from the cryptos going up and all that, had kind of this fun thing where they would bet on Main Street. They'd eat local or they'd tip big. He goes, sometimes we tip like 120%. And he's like, so I was thinking, well, if we could come up with like a map where people could geolocate when they're shopping local.
Like they do with the plant a seed cards. Yes, do the same thing. What a great idea.
So I called Jim Flanagan. I messaged him, and I've been talking to him this morning, and he's brainstorming, working on some stuff. But I think that's a way we could really focus on, getting outside of that big box. We don't need to shop at those places. If they're going to steal our vote, we can vote with our energy and our money. Right. And that's one way we can do it. We can shop local. We can leave big tips for, these restaurants are struggling. There's several of them that have cut back their hours because they can't get people to work because of the unemployment being paid. Right. There's all kinds of different situations where, we don't want. Walmart came in and destroyed most of America's Main Street. Mm-hmm.
When I was in high school, I clearly remember. Yeah, I clearly remember. That's when Walmart started moving into the area. First, there was one way up in Sussex County. It was like an hour, and you had to drive to. Then they put one down in Morristown. It was like kind of like 40 minutes, half hour. Then they put one over here, we're just 10 minutes away. But yeah, I watched every single, because being a small business owner, landscaping, I was used to dealing with all the small hardware stores, all the small chain stores, all the small suppliers, because that's locally all there ever was. And I watched each one of these mom and pop businesses who were in the same building for 60, 70 years, 30 years. And they just disappeared. They just disappeared because nobody was going to go there.
Yeah, it was sustainable before these big box came in,
Mhm.
because the big box is another middleman. We've got to get rid of these middlemen, whether it's exchanges, banks, big box stores. We need to be peer to peer is how we have free markets, and how we have enough for everyone. If we
Right.
have free markets, you create a great product, I buy it directly from you or trade something to give to you. So I'm really, I don't know, I'm just really excited about this. I signed up for Operation Sunlight. I hope everyone will check that out and be a part of the solution there. It's a peaceful way for us to take back our country as well. And I talked with Robert
Operation
B.
Sunlight? I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I never
so
heard of that.
Operation Sunlight. Well, you didn't watch my show yesterday then.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I've been
Um,
very busy.
Operation Sunlight is something that Robert Beatles is pushing. I'm sure there's a whole group behind, but they're giving you a lot of really easy tools, action steps where you can get involved. They have emails, you just copy and paste. They tell you who to send it to, your county clerk.
Okay.
Then they give you the next step. You can call and be a part of your precinct. Because there's all these seats that are available that they don't want filled, but we can fill them, so that we're more involved with the voting. And depending on how much time you have, anywhere from like just signing up and saying, hey, I want to be a follower and keep me abreast of what's happening in my area. And then you can be a part of that, anywhere from, a couple hours a month was kind of the max involvement that was needed for us to turn this thing around and change it. So I was talking with him and I said, is that just about the count, or is that about, America in general? And so I gave him kind of the basic idea of the Bet on Main Street thing. And he said, yeah, when you get it going, run it by me and let me push it through the community. And we want it to be organic and
Right.
decentralized, basically. Like, I'm excited to come up with it and be able to have the community help me build whatever we need for it to be decentralized. But then who knows what the community does with it,
Yeah. Some open source thing. Who knows what it could turn into?
Yeah.
Something really cool. I mean, this is what you're doing already. This is what a great idea. You got it on both sides. You get people able to give. Maybe you can have an anonymous way to do it. And then you can also have people give, like, who want to, buy a house for an orphanage, and they can advertise with that and get their name out for their organizations, what they're doing with that too. I mean, yeah, there's so many possibilities. What a great idea.
Well, thanks. I'm excited about it. I heard Uncle Cliff talk about it several times, where he was doing this Bet on Main Street, and it just hasn't left me. And then when we were in Arizona with Bix, he's like, Lisa, you need to run with that. Like, you get so excited talking about that, because I'm telling everybody at the event, make sure you tip big. We're betting on Main Street. We want to, give that money directly to Americans that are hardworking. And And as we're in this dip right now, and people are freaking out about Bitcoin, but guys, we know what's going to happen by the end of the year. And by the end of the year, a lot of us will have a significant change in our wealth. And we can have the power to say what we want America to look like moving forward when we direct that. And it's our energy. So our wealth is our energy, and we decide where to put that. And I'm putting it on Main Street. I hope you guys will too.
So we will be at a point where, for some of us, money won't matter anymore. If you can afford to tip 100% when a lot of people can't really afford to go out to eat at all, you're getting to the point where maybe it's not money doesn't matter, but it matters a lot differently than it has our whole lives up until this point.
Maybe so.
It changes a lot of people in good ways, and makes these big, you're able to, what I'm trying to say? It's like, it's going to compound like that.
Yeah. Well, and especially things like you were saying, like Zil and we run a pack node, we have our Divi node,
Right.
those kind of things where it's like it's going up and it's coming in,
Yeah.
you know. And then what kind of good can you do with it? Because money is just a tool.
Right.
So what can, if we want to change our country, we will have the opportunity to do that. So I'm just really excited about it. And so if anybody wants to help, I appreciate any help. I can build a website, but it's really clunky. I'm really hoping Jim Flanagan's going to come to the rescue on the app. I think that would be really cool. I think it's also a way to say, like, for people to see other things on Main Street. Like maybe I go to my Main Street and go shopping at the little dress shop that I like. And people are like, oh, I'm always going to the mall. I didn't even realize I had that cute stuff right,
Yeah.
you know, down in our downtown, or having coffee with a friend, or, you know, some of those things. So I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited about it.
It's a great idea. It is a really good idea. And like you said, too, keeping it local. How many places are there around the corner that we've never been to or never cared to stop in to? Or more, even more so, how many businesses that don't have brick and mortar stores and don't really have a way of getting the drive-by traffic? You know, you now have like a whole nother forum, a whole nother platform to be able to reach out to people by doing good. I mean, really.
Well, and
like,
Polly brought up the local farmers. You know, that's another way we can support our local farmers, is by going to local farmers markets. That's a bet on Main Street thing. So I don't know. I'm excited about it. I hope everybody else is, and we'll kind of be rolling it out. I don't know if I should start a Telegram group or something for it to be kind
not
of
a bad idea.
hive mind thing, but we'll get it out there. So
That's exciting. That's a really cool idea.
yeah, thank you. All right, everybody. I guess, are we past? Uh-oh, did I go over?
It says 56 minutes up there.
Oh, we're close. Okay.
Yeah.
Deal.
What else was
Do you have
that?
anything else? I don't want to.
I was just writing down some things, you know, the Dow at the same time that the cryptos were down, the Dow was down almost 600 points at one point, which is, for the Dow, it's only, I think it wasn't even 2%, but people were like, oh, 600 points. Oh, you know, it's like not even 2%. You know, we're dealing with, you know, 20% swings in a day. I wanted to see, did you hear Elon Musk's comment after the whole debacle with his supposedly trashing Bitcoin and cryptos, which, I mean, what kind of smart investor is going to spend $6 billion on an investment and then trash it a month later? I don't know. So there's something more to that. But what does he mean by the diamond hands? I thought, what is that?
You don't know what diamond hands is?
I never paid attention. I just
it's hodl.
Oh.
You have diamond hands. Your hands are so tough. They're strong.
Oh, clinching like coal, maybe. I could clinching a coal into a diamond. Kind of
maybe
like,
so.
Yeah, that makes
I just
sense.
knew it's like a hodl thing.
All right, well, that makes sense, but I don't know what to think about this guy anymore. I mean, what? It just doesn't make sense.
It looks like Leader is about to start his show, so I don't want to be on top of his. You guys go check out Litecoin Leader, and we will be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with Johnny Litecoin, and it's got some good stuff. Lots of good stuff coming up. Everybody take care and remember to love one another.
Bye.